Apresúrate, tienes 10 segundos para dar me gusta y suscribirte usando tu dedo meñique. No muchos pueden hacer esto, así que si lo logras tendrás buena suerte.
Acabo de enviar muchos pases de batalla y skins a mis suscriptores y enviaré más. Si tú también quieres un skin o pase de batalla, solo tienes que dar me gusta, comentar tu idea de Epic para poder agregarte y suscribirte con la campanita activada. Cada día hay un ganador al final del video. Y todos los que me sigan en mi Instagram y me manden captura de que usan mi código ganador en Fortnite podrán ganar más skins y pases de batalla que regalo en mi Instagram cada día. Con esto dicho, disfruten del video.
Chicos, sortearé 1000 pavos en cada video y 40,000 pavos al final de cada mes para 4 de ustedes. Y también muchas cuentas con skins que a todos les encantan como estas. Solo debes estar suscrito con la campanita activada, dar me gusta, comentar participo y usar mi código ganador en Fortnite. Mucha suerte a todos y gracias por apoyarme tanto. Chicos, hoy veremos jugadas muy épicas y divertidas, así que asegúrense de ver el video hasta el final, dar me gusta, comentar y suscribirte con la campanita activada. Disfrútenlo.
Chicos, creé un Discord en el cual podrás conocer personas para jugar a Fortnite u otros juegos y para comenzar estamos sorteando 1000 pavos en Discord. El ganador se dará mañana y habrán sorteos y eventos cada 2 días, como también partidas personalizadas casi diario. Tenemos salas para que compartas tus clips de Fortnite, tus memes favoritos y hasta tu setup. En todos podrás ganar recompensas. Hay niveles y rangos en el servidor que podrás ir desbloqueando. ¿Qué esperas por unirte? El link está en la descripción. ¡Te esperamos!
We got another fight going down at these kind of colored cabins, the colored lake houses that happen on the side here. We have Skype being contested again off the start. However, he's picked up double SMG, which is a lot of pressure in the early game. We talked about kind of just how strong the rare SMG can be, but able to put the two together and kind of catch somebody off guard for when they think you would need to reload just like that. We saw Tamir kind of come out of that first fight in an okay spot, but Skype now gonna take it away. He'll get this very, very out of the way drop spot now completely uncontested for himself as we swap on board here to Mude and Rayad. And Mude, I gotta give him a shout out. He was the only mobile player across the entirety of Europe to make it from week 1 into week 2. Had a little bit of a tough showing in week 2, but now desperately trying to do everything he can to make it into that top 100. And I'm telling you, this guy is nuts. Honestly, goated on the fingers, just completely ridiculous.
And I have to agree, the fact that he was able to make it into week 2 as a mobile player shows how good he truly is. Because we'll see if he's going to be able to get out of this situation. Raid really keeping up the pressure, I believe. Who'd already picked up elimination as well as the ramp boost looking to come through here. Ooh, and a little bit different. They're not going to ramp boost in, and that's going to prompt the edit. Shot's going to come on through. Moon going to hit a lot of damage, but Raid going to hit more back as the HP advantage, I think, going over here to Raid and the AR spray coming through. Mood unfortunately going down. Raid coming out the victor of Shark. We'll see how that impacts him in the late game.
Yeah, tough fight there. Some really close exchanges going on now. We swap on over to Skype, who has another party coming charging over. Man, these cabins super popular today. Honestly, generally don't see a ton of players come over here. It is a relatively kind of safe drop spot because of its proximity to the rig. You're able to get around the side. We see Synergy again trying to set up a nice little ambush, but Skype's been around the block before. He heard the player coming. Almost felt like he was counter trapping that, and Synergy here doesn't have anything. I would be shocked if he's able to get this fight. No shields, only has the gray pistol and the uncommon SMG. He's going to be reliant on getting in the box and using that high spray weapon, but he's also really low on light ammunition. He has 47 bullets, or almost a combined because there's 12 in the pistol. He basically has one SMG clip to make this happen. will use the flopper, but then immediately gets to trade it out. And Skype just, oh, that was almost, that was like free. That was like if I had been trying to fight Skype.
I think in that moment he realized, you know what, I wanted that ambush, I didn't get it. Now I'm stuck in this fight, because he could have retreated. He had 67 builds there, but not able to make it happen. As we sweep through these beautiful cars here, we do see Ball here, I believe also a mobile player, looking to make a name for himself here, rotating into agency. As we know, Sundown, the agency, very, very hotly contested here in that last game. We'll see if he's going to be able to make the push. And like you said in the cast earlier, you don't want to run at the drum gun player's face. So we'll see what Ball's going to be able to do.
Yeah, I believe it's Ballet or Baye. I think it's the 2 L's. I'm not sure if he's Spanish, but I know there's some kind of pronunciation on there. But as again, you talked about the mobile player who's signed by E11 in the past couple of months, able to put up a lot of really good performances, particularly in the platform cash cups, able to do incredibly well over there. Also now making a showing here, 9 points so far, as he comes in and tries to get a little bit of a third party in on this engagement going on the agency, which hasn't really been resolved cleanly yet. You see both the players sub 100 effective HP, so this could be an opportunity for the E11 player to come in and kind of clean up right now. Sees the player trying to hide in one of those cones, and he's gonna get aggressive right away, dropping down 63 tag, and that's a free elim going over. That also will give him the drum gun, gives him the agency card as well. Now Baye sitting in a great spot.
And that's an opportunity where you do run after drum gun. He realized, hey, you know what? This is weak. And he slid down through that little like crack there. And I don't like that he's going in this aggressively for the vault loot. He does not know if there's anybody else here. This was going to inform him. And you see right there is a player. He's blocked it off a little bit, but I like that he hasn't just committed to fully focusing on that. The shot's going to come on through. He is going to get the pressure off of him for now. And I don't like that he's thinking about going back in the vault. He needs to go aggressive with the drum gun, and that's the power of it. He takes down Knife, and you said, you know what, you don't want to run at the drum gun player. You don't even want to stand near them, because it's showing its prowess here today.
Yeah, kind of, we've talked about the situations where you're able to kind of overcome it, and it's either hitting 2 really strong tack shots as the player pushes in, or kind of getting that one heavy pump. But when you're able to run in with kind of that health advantage going through, I think he could almost tell that because that fight hadn't been able to resolve and the drum gun player was running so aggressively away from him, that both of those players had to be low. And I was actually kind of a fan of going down and baiting the vault, because if there hadn't been a decisive resolution there, you could bet that the player was either trying to camp it or just get out of dodge. So the aggressive play really benefiting them. And additionally, if you kind of look at where this zone is, it's going to be central towards the map. He's going to have plenty of time to kind of cover the agency's one real weakness, which is there's not a lot of materials around it. He's going to be able to get them, as we see Zombie setting up an ambush from the high ground. 64 right away coming out with the burst, trying to go forward before this player can get any shields up. He has the heavy snipe, but he needs to find the right angle. Able to find one where there's only one wall in between, and then pushes forward with the SMG. Nice little finish up there. Scram going down to Zombie, as Flame also picks up Perinkle in the elim.
That's a big elimination. Scram going down early as we move back over here to Ballet, as we see him. Salty Springs now already on his rotation. Got the drum gun, got the vault loot, and he's out. He is not even rotating more into zone. He is looking for eliminations. He's got 3. He does get placement points already. He's looking for the next special, and he's looking to continue this aggression. And that's what this drum gun enables. It enables that aggression that you have, because it's a fallback. It's a safety, right? You get into that box and you're like, oh no, oh, drum gun. There you go. There you go. You're in the box. Drum gun shots coming on through. You don't need to rely on anything else. As he sees another player, we do see Dave going down, and he's actually pushing towards Gambit's Milwaukee.
Yeah, and you can see him trying to get up onto the high ground. One thing I feel like players don't kind of take necessarily into account as much as they should during rotations is the innate high and low ground. We saw Scram kind of get destroyed by it earlier there as he's ramping up, but by checking the bush there right away, getting some great shots down with the epic AR, and then just holding forward with the drum gun, phasing in through the box. Generally, we've seen this end in only one way. Can the Gambit player put enough room between himself and get enough space to kind of get off one of those pump shots or squeeze an attack shot before Baye is able to close the gap? He's able to get one, but we talked about it. They have to be 2 big shots. 32 comes out. Another one comes out, but Baye swapping over to that rare shotgun, able to close it out. A brilliant switch there as the player tried to get aggressive and make the play against the drum gun, but a nice little adaptation and some heavier shots coming out from him.
Very, very good usage of that drum gun to piece control as Reyes down here all of a sudden try to get a sneaky play, but the 11 player coming over the top, and as Reyes down below at the disadvantage. He doesn't have as good as loot. He doesn't have as good of materials as well. Harpoon, though, going to be used, and this is not something we've seen as much as I would like. As a drum gun just going to come through. Reyes trying to make something happen. You saw the harpoon trying to be used there, but I think it was just an accidental usage as a continued spray here from the E11 player to keep the pressure up. But shots going through. Reyes going on the offensive now. Shots not connecting there as Baye just dominating the competition.
Another really good push from him coming out there. Again, you can see him kind of establishing control and using the drum gun to pressure through. But unlike kind of other players we've seen using it, he doesn't stick with it as he pushes through. He kind of baits the player into a little bit of a desperation fight, and then he's just winning the shotgun fight straight up as he already has the health advantage and the positional advantage he established. So some really intelligent play coming out from him. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to kind of continue that run throughout the game, and also if he's able to kind of execute in that regard when he doesn't have the drum gun, because we saw him like third party over towards the agency. You can't realistically expect to come out with agency loot doing that every single game. So it's more, is he able to kind of capitalize on this opportunity when it all works out, and kind of how does that gameplay stick together? As we see Cartoon coming over to third party this other fight, wants to get in on that 1v1, try and take advantage of them not paying attention, dives in that player's box, hits a huge tack shot, and Devour Walls gets devoured himself. Back to lobby you go. The Cartoon immediately takes what was a 1v1 between these two players and makes it a 1v2 for himself, trading out some good shots on this tight angle now with that pump shotgun that he was able to pick up. Does have the option to just disengage, is sitting on a veritable horde of floppers and slurpfish, so you can see how he desperately just kind of wants to keep that own space, and Boyer is going to opt to actually disengage away from that fight. Not something we see a ton out of Europe. Boyer, being one of the veterans, is not afraid to get away from it. However, his E11 counterpart on the other side says, disengage from a fight? What's that? As he continues running towards this player and maintaining high ground control consistently. Again, the mobile player Baye not getting a call this time and getting kicked off his phone, doing a great job to put some pressure onto his opponent. And again, swapping over to that tack shotgun whenever he can in these close range fights, using the drum gun to get in, sticks with it that time as he catches Sikakwa with his, honestly, with his builds out. Really shouldn't have been in that situation when you left your edit out above you, and Baye able to take advantage of it. No return damage coming through, picking up what I believe was his 6th elimination in this lobby. I am the best of the best right now when it comes to solos. These are some of the best players in the game who are invited to compete in this competition. Some really great up-and-comers also coming out of the open track and being able to make a name for themselves. The Roller, particularly over in NAEs last week, with an amazing performance as Astro picks up Perklino. That's a nice little kind of retribution elimination. He was like, hey, that was for holding me on the edge of the zone. If you're going to be over there out in the open, the heavy snipe again paying off dividends, and back to back. Don't call him Drake. Astro picking up a nice little refresher there. He's going to pick up a launch pad, so another big pot for his troubles. Upgrades to his rifle, as well as I think he'll get an upgrade on his shotgun. If not, though, still plenty worth it. And he's going to use that nice little bonus of just hucking forward the utility to make sure he brings everything with him to the edge of the zone, as now we can generally expect it to slow down. We've seen a lot of players eliminated so far in this gameplay. 37 left.
37 left. That was amazing from Astro SMG. Is he a very, very heads-up play to get that quick scope there as we swap over here to Yagsu, who's in the middle of Lazy Lake, like you talked about. 37 players. It is going to slow down. This is where, in Fortnite, you're sitting in your box, you're looking for all the information that you can. Like Axo here is looking to try to get any information on rotation. He sees these players moving, he sees players peeking at players moving over the top of him. This is going to allow him to get some shots, and now he's going to be able to get his rotate. He can follow Crystal right behind, does not have to worry about getting shot because those builds are going to protect him. That shotgun shot there, while it didn't really do much, that just kept up the reminder in Crystal's head, hey, I'm behind you. Hey, I'm behind you. Yagzu, very, very smart rotate here for him. He is more likely going to be able to make it in as we swap over to a wide shot here. Boyer there, Captain Win. You see Astro still on that little island. He's going to have to get off of it, and he is. Captain Win, though, in a very good spot on a natural high ground here. Inventory looking great. He set himself up in a really good spot to get a victory.
Sitting on the 3 floppers right now, tons of shields, so honestly wants to probably be over peaking in this circumstance. As long as he doesn't get hit with kind of that game-ending heavy snipe to the face, he'll be able to go back up to 200. So given his position right now, he should be looking to try and pick off anybody who's able to rotate in late. However, as we talked about, considering the game going to slow down a little bit during this circumstance, pretty much everyone has already made it into this 4th zone. So kind of the next onus, as I say that, you see Baby Mongrel getting picked up down there. Captain Win able to capitalize on that and throws a little bit of best mates out there for the BM, letting him know, hey, we're still friends, but I'll take those 4 points. Pretty much everyone's just going to chill till we get to the moving zones, and given where we're at, I would say almost everyone wants to see the moving zone pull as north as possible, just get it away from the waterfall, get it away from that lake, and kind of away from that established high ground and the cliff that looks over it, because if it does pull down towards that side, all these players who we see who are kind of on that like south berm right now, the Skites and the Captain Winds of the world, we're just going to be able to control kind of that high ground. If it pulls down towards that southwest corner, it's going to be so difficult. We are going down towards the southeast now, so Skite in a great opportunity to shoot the rest of the lobby as they rotate. Instead, just going to rotate himself, catches the player in the open with attack shotgun as they're gliding. Not something you generally see, but a ton of huge tags going through, so expect him to get aggressive on this player.
Aggressive indeed. That player popping bandages and Captain Win going down. That was reminiscent of those high ground plays back in the day with the combat shotgun shooting people out of the air. The Sky says, you know what? I don't need a combat shotgun. I've got a tactical shotgun. I'm going to make it work. A very good play there by him as he's going to pick up an elimination, get into his zone, have all these extra mats as well. Sky coming back into this game, definitely looking stronger than he did in that first game, as we do see a Vesta Void making a rotation, Bad Sniper making a rotation, Dogsu making the rotation, as the Vesta Void makes it in, has now picked up the drum gun there, so it looks like he maybe take down ball, maybe got an elimination that took down the player that took down ball, but now in a very good spot is Harden just gonna get beamed out of the air.
It's picked up there. It's unfortunate. As the glide was able to come through, we talked about trying to make that rotation as easily as possible. 30 players remaining as Void also swaps back over to that epic pump shotgun, so going to get a little bit of an upgrade going over there. Also sitting on the 4 floppers and the 6 minis, so has a solid amount of builds. You can see him considering going up for an aggressive high ground take here. Wants to have the option if the rotation isn't too far, as we swap back on board here to Serenity's Astro SMZ. Pushing forward, getting some spray back towards him right now, but desperately trying to pick up an Elim here. And going for the cheeky play to try and drop this player underneath into the water. It is so absolutely disorientating when that happens to you. However, Astro not able to find it, but he does get him on the way back through. So it was a little longer than anticipated, but some good piece control, able to set that one up, able to kind of manipulate that player into going where he wanted. So a good way to manufacture an elimination there from the Serenity player. As now we flip back on board here, you see Skype still in the lobby of Rimic and Zombie, who we've also hopped on board with a number of times. But attention goes to a Vesta Void, who's sitting on the Midas drum gun, has plenty of floppers as well as an epic pump, is going to look to catch a player, and he does a great shot baiting the launch pad, picking up Sneeze Bob, and then thought about going towards high ground, but instead just going to go to far side of the zone and box himself up. Brilliantly played, tons of materials coming out from him, so you can see him aggressively 90ing up for the high ground, going straight for his massive brick, making sure he's not up too high, but some really, really well played and well executed Fortnite coming from a Vesta Void right now.
A very good elimination coming through as well, and you said excellent plays and excellent Fortnite gameplay right here on the screen from Vesta Void. He talked about how he didn't want to go for high ground. Well, he did, but his in-game game plan was to take it himself after he landed. His shots coming through, player on top of him, drum gun going to be used down to 102 effective. Doesn't need to take time to pop these minis, but Pressure going to continue to come through, whether it's launch pads, the grappler still in play. This player chopping him down. A lot of damage taken here by Void. Does have 69 effective HP. Does have floppers as well. Ed is coming through, not able to pop the flopper in time. The pressure was too much. Unfortunately, he's going to have to give up high ground now. He's going to get a little bit of reprieve as it's going back over these old builds, but he's going to have to pick up an elimination.
Yeah, and I don't know if he realized that his flopper didn't pop in that situation. There's a time where if you cancel the animation, it looks like you were almost able to eat it. Instead, what he's going to do is he's going to sneak out back into the storm and then opt to eat it, so making sure he gets the maximum effectiveness out of it. Trying to make Bad Sniper lose track of him, but Bad Sniper is constantly checking his back, making sure he's there, and Bad Sniper, unfortunately, is going to recognize that he has to give up the high ground. You can see him actually going to knock himself down in favor of knocking down Void, which forces him to use the launch pad, and Bad Sniper just rips him apart. That could not have been played better by the French player. Brilliantly done there, as now we swing on down to the low ground. It's Train Hard's Yaxuo. We've hopped on a number of times when setting up the ambushes. Now has pretty much uncontested low ground, but running low on mats as we hit our top 10 with Bad Sniper picking up denial.
200 IQ play there from Bad Sniper. The question is, can he convert it into that victory royale? As Yaxo, you talked about, has been very, very good, but he's running out of mats. He's getting desperate, as you see, looking for any elimination, looking backside his zone. Why did a player there? Harpoon being used just to clear out any builds that he can. Needs to make a play, and he does. So Slight going down. Nice shots as well, again, from Yaxo. Does have that player whited as well. Another elimination going on over here to Yaxo. Another one. 200 pump coming out there from Yaxo. 5 eliminations just like that. He's back in the game. Needs to pop them in. He needs to get the mats as well from the elimination. He's got the grappler down there as well. As Skite going in. Skite actually, I believe, picked up the grappler, but he's going down to Yaxo as well, who's picking up 6 eliminations right now. A 1v1v1, and all of a sudden Skite looking, Yaxo looking very good. Skite tried to make something happen, but wasn't able to. His grappler going up. Yaxo going for height. He does end up taking it there, but will he be able to convert it into a victory royale?
He's only sitting on 65 effective HP, no additional heals going through. Bad Sniper, who we saw make the great play to force down the other opponents, now in control there. Yaxo, however, says, I don't care about your control. I have a pump and a dream. I've been hitting players with it. No more builds, but still has the grappler going to drop on top of the cone, and that makes a difference between him not getting eliminated, but he's not able to hit the shot. The first miss we've seen all late game out of Yaxuo, unfortunately, drops him down.